Staring out the window, reaching for a North Star, waiting just to wake up from this nightmare where you could be right.
Look at this. I need to organize. Okay. I thought I closed the window, but it was clearly still open. Okay, so I had a job today at 9:30, which was going to be assembling a 6 feet by 5 feet, 6 foot high, 5 feet wide outdoor shed. I've assembled sheds before. I don't know if they were 5 feet wide, at least 6 feet and like maybe a little bit more narrow. So it's like one of those plastic pieces. Even with the wooden ones, it's not very difficult. But anyway, she sent me the instructions and everything last night. She definitely had the product, but turns out the concrete slab they have outside is actually sloped and it's not level. So she said they're gonna fix that and then I will come back to it. So that just actually got changed this morning. So I turned on same day on Taskrabbit and I booked a 12 p.m. job for today. I think I was on the same day. I had the same day toggle turned on since when I woke up this morning, or when I got the cancellation. Long story short, I got a job for 12 p.m. today, and it is going to be a very interesting job in that without exposing too much info about somebody I don't even know, private information, I'm going to be trying to figure out how to unglue a door that was glued shut. Handiwork is just very expansive, and I really do appreciate that. Like, as kind of like this task is stemming off of a kind of sad situation. So I kind of feel like a little gutted, but I'm really glad that I get to help and stuff. But yeah, it is like kind of sad. I noticed this morning, and I will let you know the update as I find out more about it, is so I moved from California to Washington January of this year, and I have since updated my work area. I have been working for people in Washington and things has been fine. And every so often, a returning client of mine from California on TaskRabbit will be able to request me on the app. And I don't know why, because it's like these people still live in LA. These people still are requesting me to do a job in LA. And it's like I'm not physically there anymore. So, and my work area, both for the same day and regular work area, is updated to where I live now in Washington. So I don't know how they get through. And so, it happens every so often. It happened again a couple of days ago, and it was a client that I've worked for many times in LA, and I said, hey, I'm so sorry, I'm not really sure how the request was able to get through and processed, but I actually don't live in California anymore, so thank you so much for all the business this past year. I'll let HQ know, and I wish you all the best. And then I had to forfeit the job because I obviously can't go back there willy-nilly, right? That's impossible. So I get a notification or something that they've reviewed the task, they reviewed the canceled task. And I see the reason being like Tasker was no longer available. But they said my metrics will be affected because of the reason. So my acceptance rate had gone down. I'm like, what? This has got to be a mistake. Like, honestly.
Back in my arms, dancing to the limbo, stuck here in the middle.
I am back. So I saw the doorknobs, and they are quite the interesting. Oh, it scared me. Quite the interesting state, I would say. But it's not completely unfixable, but the doors look like the side of the doors are metal, or has like some kind of metal, I don't know, casing enclosure that holds the like latch mechanism inside the door, and it's part wood, so it's very interesting. So from my understanding, it seems that the doors, all the French doors and the one door that's like a regular just one-sided door, were purchased with the door handle. So like it came pre-manufactured. Like obviously you can take it apart, but it looks like it has to be the mortise lever handle that it needs to be replaced with. Now, the only thing that Home Depot had, which I ran out and got, was this one that would be comparable, except I would have to install it backwards, because the handle is on the bottom, the deadbolt's on the top, which, you know, I just have to flip it, it will work. But this doesn't even match the color of his door, so it wasn't gonna work. I just bought it to make sure, because my idea is because it looks like the latch mechanism, like this thing, all this gray stuff, the latch mechanism is still intact. All I need is to drill through the epoxy glue and scrape it out enough where I can install this pin, and then I can use the existing latch mechanism and then just get brand new handles. So it is a shame that, like, by buying this set, you can't just buy like just the handle and the pin, this square pin, which is all he needs, and like the cover plate. You just can't do that. You just have to buy the whole kit. So it is kind of a waste of money, but I don't know what else to suggest. I hope you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm gonna try to find the right color, and ones with a deadbolt and without for the client. And yeah, that's all I could do for them today, which kind of sucks because I really wanted to help them out as much as I could. And he also wanted me to drill into like the vent cover that was like thick metal, and I was like, I probably could drill it with the hammer drill, but I don't know if I could do that with the masonry drill bits. I need to look at the label on that and see. I feel like I wasn't the most helpful today, so I kind of feel like pretty bummed out about it, but I did my best. What can you do? The people at Home Depot are really helpful, so that's cool to know. Okay. For breakfast. Really don't have time. I don't feel very good right now. It could be because I ate that poke bowl super fast, which was super good, by the way. It needs a little bit more dressing, but now I know for the next time. It was my first time there. I went to a 4-floor townhome where someone had moved out of, and they left like so much stuff, and the so many walls had scuff marks. I think the only room that didn't have that many was the first bedroom, which was quite small, and the closet. It was also my first time using this app called Snap Inspect 3, where it gives you like a list of all the rooms, like the kitchen, the laundry room, all the bedrooms, and then it'll say, oh, are the lights working here, are the outlets working here in this room, and you take pictures and you take note of everything. And then there's like a general list where it says like, or are all the floors clean, are all the outlets working, the appliances, everything. Like, it's very organized, it's very tedious. So that took me, I don't know, going back and forth. Like, I'll start the list somewhere, and then I got to a place where I had to go to the 4th floor again or something like that. So it just was taking me so long. So I think I was done with it at like 11, and then like taking pictures, making note of everything on my own planner to like, once I complete the report, I will send it and upload it on the cloud. And then I just wanted to, I didn't know if I'll still have access to it, so I made a list of everything that needed to be done. Like, the heater in the bedroom set off the smoke alarm, so I had to turn off all the power because it was hardwired. The microwave light bulb was out. Some of the light bulbs in the stairway and the bedroom ceiling was out. A can light was out. A doorstop was broken. So many of the door handles were super wiggly, and the set screw had to be tightened. The fridge needed a filter replacement. I don't know how to do that. The carpet needed to be clean. It was just so many things. And I found package for the previous tenant that already moved out in front of the unit, and the person I was in contact with, the rental property. They were like, oh, can you drop it off at USPS? And I was like, okay, if you want me to do all that, I have to leave right now because I can't charge you tomorrow for an invoice, and I don't know if I will have time to go to USPS after my 2 o'clock job. So I was like, I have to leave now. They were like, well, can you just do it later? And I was like, you know, I'm gonna have to charge you for my personal time going to USPS and my personal time going to the UPS or the Xfinity, which is the Comcast here, the internet modem people, to drop off the modem. I'm like, I'm happy to do that, but like, I'm not going on my own time. I don't know. Are you guys that are fellow taskers, when you work for like home repair or furniture or something, and they happen to ask you like, oh, could you drop this off, or could you, I don't know, like pick this material from Home Depot or whatever, like, do you expense them for the time? Because if I don't have to go to Home Depot, I will expense them for the time, you know? So the last job ended up being 2 hours. It was putting up these 2 cute little shelves, assembling these 2 nightstands, but that was just attaching the legs. Putting up this like interesting shaped coat hanger.
You tell me that it's simple, but I could paint 1,000 different pictures of what is wrong. But if we turn...
He's a cute boy. He's so cute. I just had one job today. That was 3 hours and 15 minutes. Direct hire. I assembled a 6x5 shed. Here's a photo of it. It's quite big. Pretty easy, fun. Today's video is gonna be titled, Why I Am So Happy That I Am a Gig Worker Tasker on Taskrabbit. Because in the state of Washington, there is excise tax, aka sales tax, on services that you provide as a handywoman, which is what I am. Handywoman / specialty contractor is the correct category. And as such, I am supposed to add, so depending on the city, there's different city and local tax rates. And there's an app called Washington Sales Tax where I can put in the address of the client and figure out how much in sales tax I'm supposed to add to my services. So I haven't been doing that. Luckily in January, I had no direct hires here in Washington because I didn't have any new clientele really other than from Taskrabbit. And the reason why it's great to be on Taskrabbit for these months especially is because they charge sales tax. Oh my gosh, from my knowledge, I hope they do. Because of that, since they're already adding that to the client's fees, I don't have to pay excise tax twice for those clients, like from my fees, they're already paying that. So whatever my direct hires were, I just charged my flat rate and haven't been adding it. So now I did it, calculated for February. Luckily, I only had 2 direct hires in February, and that only totaled up to $146. They were both in the same city, so I only had to input the location thing once, and I owed, on $146, I owed $31, but sorry, the windows are open because it's kind of hot in here. The business and occupation credit covered $16 of it, so I only had to pay $14, or $14.99 is what I owed. And because I didn't even know I was supposed to pay that every month, I would have had a $20 or like $19.99 penalty for being late. But you can request a penalty fee waiver if you have not been delinquent on your taxes for the last 24 months. $1,500 from direct hire Venmo sales, so I didn't add sales tax on any of those things, which means that I will likely have to pay, you know, okay, so if I didn't get the business credit, it would have been 21% of my sales, of my revenues that I would have had to pay in sales tax. That's a lot. So what? So if I had to pay, let's say I made $1,700 from my direct hires, then that would mean that I would have to pay at least $340. That's a lot. If there is a credit and I only have to pay 10%, then it's still $170. Oh my God, it's so expensive. So yeah, that is why I'm very grateful for all these months living here that I've been on Taskrabbit. They've just been charging the tax.
The clock's back, a couple dials. We should throw them out because time ain't ours, oh, but you fill me up and I can feel